Welcome to another edition of Cat Soup, the best of internet humor on the radio. I'm Cat.
And I'm a Pepe. What? I'm a farmer from Jersey. This is your show.
I can never say that Alex doesn't get into the show at all. Here,
I do.
wearing a cardboard mustache, and I don't know what that is on your head.
It's an Italian farmer's hat. Authentic.
Okay.
You can touch it.
I've seen a lot of the mustaches, kind of like that.
Really?
I never saw anybody wearing anything quite like that.
It's cold when you're out shearing
It's not cold
shaving
in
the
southern,
sheep. It's really
not cold in southern Italy.
Why not?
Because it was
In the
75 and
Oh, I thought you were like in the
I am.
higher
It's
elevation.
southern Italy. It was.
Did you touch any sheep by any chance? Did you see any sheep?
No, I didn't.
Any animals or anything like that? No, really?
I didn't. No.
A horse?
Yes. I saw a couple horses. Most of the farming where I went is oranges and olives.
Wow, I'm in heaven. That would be great.
Oh my God.
That would be a great.
Arancia and oliva.
You're speaking my language now. You know, my mom was Italian. She didn't have a mustache like this, but she was Italian.
I know. And we had, like, the same houses, right? Well, did you know your grandparents?
Do I live with you?
No.
Oh,
when we were children.
Oh, yeah, we did.
We had the flocked wallpaper and the plastic over the sofa.
My grandmother did.
Yeah.
I have to bring a picture. You would laugh so hard,
We have to compare our Italy ancestry pictures.
And she was always dressed in a beautiful flower dress, my grandmother.
Yes.
You know, and earrings. She had earrings all the time.
My grandma was always ready to cook. She always had an apron on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, mine too.
So, if you haven't figured it out, I spent last week in Jersey, Italy, the homeland of my ancestors, actually my grandparents.
And I was in Kenmore.
Which, you know, in its own right is kind of like Italy on, like, I don't know, on a budget. No?
On a budget? Are you at the chamber?
You asked me a question when I sat down.
Yes.
Before we started the show.
Oh, where'd you get your necklace?
No, that wasn't the question. But I did get a necklace. I got
beautiful.
things. I got things. The exchange rate was a little weird, and I found out that if I came back with euro, I was going to have to pay to have it exchanged into dollars. So we just went on a shopping spree.
Thanks for the chocolate, by the way. She brought back some fantastic. Boy, is that chocolate really good. And it tastes so smooth. It's not like Hershey's chocolate,
It's Italian chocolate.
Yeah.
Everything tastes better in Italy.
It's really good.
Yeah. The pasta. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
My son is vegan. So he doesn't like gluten. So he doesn't eat gluten or cheese or milk. But he did in Italy because it's all pure. They don't give
Did it affect him?
And he also had some meat. No, he was fine because they don't give their animals hormones. And they don't overprocess their sugar, and they have a special wheat that you can't get here unless you go to DeVitis.
That's so cool. How's the weather, by the way, when you got
75 and sunny.
Oh, wow.
And then at night it got cold, cold enough to turn the heat on. But no, it was incredible. And the sun was out the entire time we were there.
Well, you return back. Do you plan on returning back to your home?
Oh, yeah.
Town and such? My
favorite thing when I was a kid was Christmas Eve at my grandparents'. And so I'm going back next Christmas. So I can have Buono Natale.
With the fish and everything.
I don't know about that, but I don't eat fish.
I don't either.
Oh, yeah. No. And
really, you too? I don't eat fish.
Like, did you guys eat squid and octopus on Christmas Eve? And they looked at me like I was crazy.
Really?
And they're like, no, we eat stuff that tastes good.
Because in Naples.
In Italian, they said that.
Yeah, around Naples and stuff, they do all the fish and everything.
Maybe that's Napolitano and not Terzitano.
How do they pronounce Terzi?
Terzi.
Oh, just like you said. Okay.
So my first funny story, I have been studying. I studied with Manu Veniti. If you want to learn Italian, go on YouTube and find him. I studied 3 hours a day. I had a private tutor. I was into it. I was going to speak Italian.
Oh, I didn't
And I got the accent down.
Then my headset on.
I'm sorry, but sheep herders don't wear headsets. Anyway, I was ready. So we get off. We get off the airplane and we go to find our rental car.
Yeah.
And I walk up and I have practiced. I have a reservation.
Okay. How'd it go?
Prenotazione un macchina. I have a reservation for a car.
Yeah.
And she said, where are you going? In Italian. And I understood it. And I said, Jersey. And she went, what?
Wow.
Where? And I said, Jersey. And she went, what? And so I wrote it down. She goes, Jersey. You're going to Jersey.
Oh, she pronounced it differently.
Oh, my gosh.
Is that something that Italian? My grandmother always said, "Get the machine" when she said car. My Italian
Because
grandmother.
it's macchina.
And I'm like, machine? It's a Ford.
And your phone is also called the machine.
Oh, really?
It's the machine. I don't know, phone or something, but everything's like machine.
Are they pretty up to date on electronics out in the country like that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was interesting. So today we're going to talk about language.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah?
I'm all ready.
So I should have opened the show with Buongiorno, but I didn't because I was a little distracted by the outfit you're wearing.
Well, they can't see that on our podcast, but I do have a mustache.
Well, my dear friends on Facebook can.
Yeah.
And YouTube. Yeah.
I look like I'm going to rob somebody.
Yeah. Well, or that you're a Dr. Seuss character. That's what's coming to mind to me.
Or Marge Simpson.
Yeah.
My high hat. I look like the Pope now.
Okay.
Yeah.
My Italian relatives in Jersey, Italy. He doesn't mean any disrespect. That's just how he is.
Oh, are they watching here?
They could. Well, that's the thing.
My hair now.
I sent the backstory on this. I sent 30 letters to everybody named La Palla is my maiden name. So I sent 30 letters to everybody named La Palla in Jersey, Italy. And I went on Facebook and what the heck are you?
My hair okay?
Your hair is beautiful.
Okay.
Stop it.
I took my hat off and
Back to the story. I'm just going to do the show myself. So then I went on Facebook and I found a whole bunch of people with the last name La Palla, and I friended them, and they all friended me. And when we got there, apparently they were like, "Who is this weird lady from America that's sending us communication?" But they had found me.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, they found me on YouTube, and they were very excited that there was an American celebrity in my hometown. I
wasn't expecting that.
I was like, yeah, well,
Really?
the United States is a big place, and I live in a little tiny place, so we think we're a big deal, right?
Well, that's what you tell me.
I know.
We're a big deal.
I think they thought, Angela Jolie was coming over or something. I was like, no, it's just me, and I'm
that there.
Yeah. But,
So,
but no one spoke English.
Right.
A couple of the younger cousins did a little bit because that's a hobby, just like it is in France. The younger people get together and
How
they
far
practice.
did they come to see you? Did they travel to see you, or are they around the area?
They walked up the hill.
Walked up
They
the
were
hill.
all in Jersey. The La Palla family is all in Jersey, and then there's a couple, a few miles away, but. Yeah, we talked to them on the phone.
And you were excited to see them. I know that.
I was so excited to see them. And our first night, we get there, and they said, our host, Martine Gresalon, who owns the Orangerie.
Oh, does she speak French too?
Yeah.
And Italian. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
And she and my one cousin, she knew my cousin, so she had hooked us up. So she and my one cousin just stopped everything they were doing for the week to show us around.
I think that's good. My mustache is upside down. I think, that's the first time you actually met her in person. You've been talking about her for months. And
yeah.
So
it was beyond my wildest dreams. So she says, when we get there, she picks us up in her little car.
Yeah.
And she says, well, there's this thing tonight. She
Thing?
speaks English. I was like, okay. And she's like, yeah, one of your relatives, from Cambridge or Oxford, I can't remember, has written a book about the original Tusitano language. I'm like, okay. And she said, it's going to be really boring. I'm not going. I went, okay. And she said, but there's a dinner afterwards, and some of your family will be there. I'm like, okay. So we think we're going to go walk into someone's place, restaurant or whatever. No, we went to a cave that has been turned into a venue. A dining venue.
Cool.
And there were, 30 people around the table.
I saw that on your Facebook.
Yeah.
It was big, too.
It was huge. And it was 8 courses.
Wow.
And they just kept bringing food and speaking in Italian. And and my son, who refused to learn any Italian, by the end of the night, he's looking stuff up on Google Translate because he wants to know what they're saying.
Yeah.
But no, and my one cousin, Dino. Hi, Dino. I think he's a cousin. Everybody's a cousin. If he's not a cousin, he's my cousin Diego's friend. Anyway, Dino. So after dinner, Dino gets out his guitar and starts singing Italian songs, right?
Yeah.
So everybody leaves, and he hangs around because we want to talk to the family. And he comes over, and he's all excited. He's gonna sing us songs. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna hear some Italian songs.
Right.
Well, he starts playing, and it's Bob Dylan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did he sing? Do you remember?
I can't remember. But the next one I do remember because he said, oh. And he said and he's saying this in Italian, the thing that caught on fire. I'm like, what? The thing, and I thought he was saying lake that caught on fire. And I'm thinking, how do you know about the Cuyahoga River catching on fire?
Oh, is that what he was talking about?
No. He starts playing, it was Johnny Cash, Ring of Fire.
Oh, yeah.
And he knew the English words to that.
Wow, that's
and that was really
talented.
Cool. But it was just...
He sounded good, and I mean...
Yeah, we have lots of musicians in the family, and then if you go on Facebook, maybe I'll give you the clip to put on YouTube, there was this special drum thing that...
I saw it.
And it was basically a stick and a bucket and a rag. And I can't even describe how it works, but it was called a kuda kuda.
Did it sound like a drum?
No.
Oh, it did?
I can't even describe what it sounded like.
Interesting. I saw him play it. I didn't know what he was doing. I thought it was like a butter thing, but it wasn't.
Yeah, we thought he was turning butter when he got it out, and then the music came out of it, and he sang.
That must be like in the territory, like their own instrument in the the region or something.
Yeah, I think they have similar ones in other places in the world, but this was the original.
Did you whip out your harmonica and go at it?
No, and I sang a few words to Ring of Fire, and my son looked at me and said, "Are you recording this?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You might want to stop singing."
The only one I know is Down, Down, Down. That's all I know about that song.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Do you know they asked Johnny Cash what his least favorite song was of all time, and he said Ring of Fire before he died?
That's his probably least one to sing. Most well known, right?
I know. Is that funny? Oh, well. So, I'm glad you had a great time.
I did. It was amazing. Thank you, everybody, if you're watching.
Time?
My son had an incredible time.
Wherever you went, did he go and explore? Did you?
No. Well, one day he went and explored up in the mountain where I couldn't go because it was really high up.
Okay.
And I wouldn't have made the trek. But yeah, he went with me and he translated some, and he participated. He started to say a few words, and of course, anybody younger, all he would have to say is any video game like Call of Duty or Pokemon, and they'd be like, you play video games? Do you play that? And then they'd list off all the names of all the video games because they play all the American video games.
Right.
Yeah.
They speak the same language and all that stuff.
Yes. So, and he's just charming. But he's 6 foot, 4 or 5, and he's got red hair. So people were kind of confused.
Well, there are Italians with red hair, though. Northern Italy.
Not there. So they'd be looking at us and they'd be like, and I was like, he's my son. And they'd be, oh, because I think they thought he was my husband or my boyfriend. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I said, I tried to explain in Italian, in America, that would make me a cougar. And the one woman that understood enough English, she's sitting next to me and she goes like this. Here, it means you're very fortunate. So they have good senses of humor, too.
That is great.
Yeah.
Do you think that you'll speak or continue to speak Italian?
I'm going next Christmas. I am going next Christmas.
You've been brushing up before you went, too.
I studied, 3-4 hours a day. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I've got translation. The first translation is a personal translation thing. So they think that the celebrity from Cat Soup has come to Italy. And my boyfriend back home, then they were really confused because I think they thought I was cheating on you with Joe. And so I had to explain, no, he's like a brother. He's not.
Oh, yeah. They
think you're very handsome, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm part Italian.
I know you are. I told them that.
I am.
So the first thing, all they see is Cat Soup, and they can't call me Kathleen because they don't do a th. So I was Caterina.
Oh, that's
with a rolled R, Caterina, and I would introduce myself as Kathleen, and my cousin Diego would say, no, Caterina.
Yeah, it's interesting. They don't have a TH, do they?
No, they don't. They don't have a lot of words. There's really no K. There's really no H or J, my son's name, and there's no W. So it was hard to, spell our names. So I was like, Caterina from Ohio in America. But anyway, so they had seen the podcast, and they're all whipping out their phones and showing me that they've looked at the podcast.
Yeah.
And so I thought it would be funny to translate. And, let me, I've got actually something funny here, but I'll show you. What?
When they watch the podcast in Italy, can they translate it on their screen to Italian?
I think they could. I don't know, but they didn't understand the whole Cat Soup. So I said, funny thing. in America, my shortened version of my name is Cat, which in Italian is Il Gatto.
They have no X, by the way.
No, they don't. No, they're very simple about
Alec.
their whole language.
Yeah.
Alec? That would be cool.
Well, there's a C but no K, as you said.
Yeah. So I'm explaining gatto is cat, and soup is minestra. Minestrone. The word for just generic soup is minestra.
Oh, I saw that commercial last night.
So I'm telling them my name of my show is Minestra Gatto.
Cat soup?
Soup made out of a cat is how it translated. And they're looking at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, my name, Cat, me, Cat. And Diego looks at me and goes, Katerina. Okay, just enjoy the show.
Does it translate in Italy at all, though?
Cat soup? Yeah.
Oh,
the soup made out of a cat. That's what's crazy. But I've got some stuff. I actually did do some work here. Yeah. So
you certainly did.
If you're going to learn a language.
Right.
Mnemonics is a great way to learn. And you know what that is. Like when you play piano, to remember the letters of the scale.
Yeah.
E, G, B, D, F.
Yeah.
Every good boy does fine.
Yeah.
And I forget
is that what that is?
Yeah.
I never knew it. I've heard the word, never knew what it was.
Okay.
It's even spelled strange. I mean,
well, yeah, it is. It's got an M that's
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So they gave an example on this. I forget which. Let me see. This was 5minutelanguage.com.
Oh, it's like Roy G. Biv. Remember?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes. For the colors.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that a?
Yes.
Okay.
And that they actually use that example too.
Okay.
But here's the Italian example.
Okay.
Gatto equals cat.
Mm-hmm.
So this website said you can remember that gatto means cat by visualizing a cat wearing a hat that I was sitting next to today, because gat in gatto sounds like hat.
Oh, it does.
Not in my world. Gatto sounds like catto. But so anyway,
I don't get it.
So cat soup is minestra gatto.
Minestra
is soup.
Is that just a generic word
just
for
any
soup?
kind of soup.
Oh,
yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
And manja.
Did you hear
that at all when you were there?
And two things came up while I was there, and the first one was, you talk too much.
To you? Oh, that
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine that.
So they all started saying to me in Italian, less talk, more eat. Più di parle.
Yeah.
Troppo mangi.
Well, you have a lot to say. I
had a lot to say.
I mean, it's not every day
But they were
you
trying
go.
to feed me.
You're at the homeland.
They were trying to feed me.
Yeah.
Multiple times a day.
How come you're still thin?
Because I walked up hills and down hills and up hills, and
you were more active.
Well, I went on Nutrisystems for 2 months before I left.
Yeah,
so I'd lost weight.
I mean,
and I didn't gain any.
I was going to say,
but I'm back
good.
on Nutrisystems.
I should try that for older active dogs.
Yes, you should.
That's like Cycle 4.
Yeah. They have a Cycle 4 program.
Do they really? Oh.
You want to hear some jokes about language? Since,
yes.
that's what we're supposed to be doing here.
Yeah.
Instead
this is
of
so interesting,
about my personal life. And I do have a dating story, but maybe we'll save that for the end.
This is not from Italy, right? This is just when you came back here to the U.S., your dating story.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, the men. First, the most attractive man in all of Italy is Diego La Palla, but he's my cousin.
Oh, is that bad? No, I'm just.
That would be bad. I think he's probably a first or second cousin. So yeah, that would not be. That's not fortunate.
Where's my pen? What's his? Okay, well, you'll give me his number later.
He's not your flavor either.
No.
But yes, he was charming and very good looking. And
yeah, I don't do well with long distance
the men,
relationships.
even the old men in Italy they're pretty good looking.
How do they dress? Like the women and such. Do they get in? Do they care about?
Yes.
Like here in the U.S., they don't. They go to Walmart in their pajamas.
And they warn you, don't wear your athletic gear, don't wear baseball caps, leggings, don't wear. Yeah, they're all dressed up, and all the men have a scarf on. And Joe,
really?
I gave him a scarf, and he's like, I'm not gonna wear that. That's stupid. I'm like, it's European. And he's like, I don't care. It's stupid. Well, on day 2, after the wind was whipping around a little bit, he had a scarf on every time we went out.
There's a need for it, a use for it.
There is. Yeah, because it is kind of windy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, the first sentence you should learn when learning a foreign language, what would that be?
Hello. Goodbye, right?
My friend is paying.
Boy, do I have a story about that next week. I could have used that one. How's that?
We'll talk about it next week.
I didn't tell you about that. Okay. Somebody asks you out to, breakfast and, pushes the check over to you slightly for you to pay. So I love that. Okay, go ahead. Where am I at?
Wait, you can't stop there. What do you do when they do that?
Well, I went ahead and paid it. I mean, he went to the restroom and...
I was going to say, I go to the restroom.
And came back. Oh, is it paid?
He pushed it across the table and then he went to the bathroom.
Then I paid. Then I, put the tip on the table and
maybe that will help you. You've just announced it publicly, so you might get some calls.
He watches.
And if his friends, okay.
I shouldn't have said that. Maybe you can, I don't know, delete that part out. I didn't say his name, but I mean, how many people?
I say ridiculous things, and do they get deleted out? No.
I forget we're on the air. We can't say.
So, what language does a stomach speak? Speaking of manja,
I don't know.
Hungarian.
Where's that at?
That's right here. We have a script. We haven't used any of it hardly, but yeah.
You said that like you just knew that. That's pretty good.
Well, yeah, because I write it ahead of time, so I don't have to look at it.
Professional.
I'm a professional. I'm a celebrity. My family is rolling on the ground laughing right now. Yeah, right, in our own head. Why is English a weird language?
I don't know.
Because noses run and feet smell.
Oh, no.
And they did, everybody there says, you speak, fairly good Italian, and
really?
English is hard. Well, okay, if I want to say I went somewhere, or I'm going somewhere, or I'm going to go somewhere, or I used to go somewhere, or maybe I'm thinking about going somewhere, it's the same sentence. Vago.
Well,
vago. It's actually one word, vago.
Did they tell you that it was difficult to speak English?
Yeah,
they told you that?
Yeah, and it is. It's very easy to learn Italian. And I speak French, so that made it a little bit easier, too.
Do you speak Spanish, though?
No, I didn't do that. And, 40% of the United States speak Spanish, so that if you're going to take a foreign language, children, that might be a good one to take.
And Chinese. People take Chinese, too, nowadays.
See, I don't know how you would do that, because I'm visual, so I need to have it in writing, and I need to see it in those characters. I mean, how would you? I don't know.
Do you know anything in Chinese?
No.
I do.
Oh, arigato. Or is that Japanese?
That's Japanese.
Okay.
Shei.
Is that something that you can say on the air?
Yeah, it means thank you.
Oh, shei.
Yeah, that's all I know.
Okay.
Well, thanks for being with us today.
I got more jokes.
Okay.
Come on.
I'm ready.
Come on, here. Ask me that one.
Okay, the two translators on a ship are talking. One says, "Can you swim?" And the other one says, "No.
But I can shout for help in 9 languages.
9 languages.
Does that help you? Okay, this one I like. This one I like. So a linguistics professor was lecturing his class the other day. In English, he said, a double negative forms a positive. However, in some languages, such as Russian, a double negative remains negative. But there isn't a single language, not one, in which a double positive can express a negative. A voice from the back of the room retorted,
"Yeah, right." That reminds me of Paul Lynde. Remember him, Paul Lynde on, what was the game show? Hollywood Squares.
Hollywood Squares, which they're bringing back.
Oh, aren't they?
They're bringing
who's
back
going to be the
Hollywood
host?
Squares.
It better not be Ryan Seacrest.
No, is it? No. Is it really Ryan Seacrest?
Give somebody a chance, Ryan.
It might be Jimmy Fallon, since he's doing everything else these days.
Well, Peter Marshall said, "Paul, when a man goes overboard on a ship, it's called man overboard. What is it called when a woman goes overboard?" And Paul Lynde said, "Full speed ahead."
That was a good impression.
Thank you.
That was a very good impression.
Isn't that cute?
That was cute. Yeah.
Yes, I didn't know it was coming back.
What else do we have in the script that we're not paying any attention to?
Oh, let's talk about the Bible. Yeah.
The world, you kind of blew the punchline there.
Oh.
The world's most translated book is the Bible.
Is it really?
Yes.
I guess that.
Ever in history. It's available in 554 languages.
Okay.
And some of the individual books of the Bible, probably the ones that they left out, are translated into as many as 2,932 languages.
This is including the Trump Bible, too, of all the stuff in there.
I'm not even commenting on that, but okay. So the most translated web page in the world.
Okay.
This one, I was shocked.
It's the Kardashians, right?
It's the Jehovah's Witnesses homepage.
No, I cannot believe that.
Yes, you read that right. It says, the most translated website isn't a corporate leader like Apple, whose website serves customers in 128 languages and regional dialects, nor is it Wikipedia with 43 million pages, which you can read in 286 languages. Perhaps you thought it might be a world religious leader. Yeah. The Vatican's website, however, only translates into 9 languages, including English and Latin. However,
the official website of the Jehovah's Witness, an historically recent American sect, has more than all of these combined. Reports as recent as last year say the Jehovah's Witnesses website translates into 780 languages. Wow. At the time of this writing, they list 913 language options on their website. That's including obscurities like Pennsylvania Dutch, which is a colonial American form of German, not Dutch, Zimbabwe Sign Language, and 7 variations of Thai. Zimbabwe Sign Language? What's that? Isn't all sign language the same?
I don't know.
Zimbabwe Sign Language.
I'm not really sure.
I'll have to look that up.
Not really sure. So another Italy thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm learning all this Italian, right? And I'm trying to impress my relatives. Well, my relatives have just written a book about the original language, because every village has its own language. And then they learn Italian, like regular Italian in school. And my mother used to say Grandma and Grandpa couldn't talk their own languages to each other because Grandma was more northern.
Yeah.
So there is this Terzitano language, and they've written a book about it because it's kind of died. So I'm trying to say things in Italian, and after a while I got good at that, and so Diego I'd say it in Italian, and he'd go, no, Terzitano, and he'd go, like, I can barely do this language.
He's correcting
and
you.
now you want me to find some ancient language to speak. It was
That's
charming.
Confusing.
Yes. It was very charming, but oh my goodness, yeah.
That's
so.
funny.
What do you think the 5 most common languages are?
Probably Chinese.
To learn to speak.
Cantonese.
No.
Oh, learn to speak.
To learn to speak. Yeah.
Where, here in this country, you mean?
Yeah.
Probably
if you're going to study
Spanish,
a language.
German,
French, Spanish, English, Japanese.
In that order, German. I see. We didn't have German in high school.
Oh yeah, we could do German, French, and Spanish.
We just had French and Spanish.
You didn't have Latin.
No, we were in the middle of a cornfield when I went to school.
Well, Memorial Falls is in the middle of a cornfield, and they offer Latin at their high
but
school.
they wear shoes. So, anyways, I'm not going to tell you where I graduated. They're probably watching.
I am thinking maybe people from your hometown don't think you're a celebrity.
No, they don't. They're out. When
they you could say not things care like
less.
That,
they could not care less.
Aww, that's terrible.
That's okay.
Let's see. We talked about how to learn languages.
Yeah.
Oh, side note. I watch so many YouTube videos about how to speak Italian and what to wear and what to do. Excuse me, have any of you been to Italy? Because you were all wrong. There were so many words I needed to know that I did not know.
Like what?
And I knew words like, I did this because of you. No. Correction, I did this for you.
Oh,
when would I use that? I don't know when I'd use that. So, yeah, people, come on. Go to Italy. Figure it out.
We're not even done yet with our show.
But we're not. Yes, we are. That's all we have for today.
Oh, God.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Pepe.
Which is my son's name.
Alex.
My son's name, Joe. Giuseppe. And they called him Pepe.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Have a good week, everybody.
Bye.
Check us out on YouTube if you want to see the mustache and the hat.
Also, Facebook page. Like our Facebook page.
Our Facebook page, please. Cat Soup on the radio. Yeah, we need more people to like that so that we can put this recording on that page as well.
And we're likable. I think we're likable.
Really, aren't we? I like you.
You're lovable. I'm almost likable.
You're lovable.
I'm right on the borderline.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Dave, however.
Oh, everybody loves Dave. We should pull Dave in here.
Dave is so lovable.
I know. We'll rack up the...
And very humble.
He's humble.
Underdog is lovable and... Humble and lovable.
Yeah, talking about underdog.
That would work. We gotta put you in Alex's chair one day, Dave. Just for fun.
We'll put a mustache on
Let him run the board. That would be scary.
Put a hat on him and a mustache.
Are we done yet?